Hey, this is ASpengler, and this is episode 26 of building Itter Castle and Lego. Just to give you guys a quick recap of what's been going on so far, we've got pretty close to about 50% of the castle done now. Before, in previous segments, I've said basically all the landscaping is done, but as far as what we're doing in this segment, I've been having a lot of grass pieces piling up from just whenever I find it cheap, I'll order some and some leaf pieces. So I've mainly just been saving those more landscaping details for more of a down segment like this one. When I'm waiting for some, I sent out some bricklink orders for more castle pieces since I'm running low on those. So those are coming in. They probably won't make it this segment. So as far as that, this is going to be more of a down segment. We're not going to be working on the castle this segment, just more landscape. For the most part, the landscape is done. It's just with this, more grass pieces, I'm looking to fill in some spots that might be a little bare, that don't have a ton of grass at them. And once that's done, I'm going to try to add some more depth to the grass. Usually, this is something I don't do because for the most part I'm just trying to get enough grass to cover the whole thing. And I'm basically to that point at this point in the mock building. I've got basically all the landscape with like one grass pieces, but at this point I'm going to start like stacking them in certain areas and trying to get like a really nice look of depth to the mock, I guess. So that's going to be something that I haven't really done before. I'll hopefully add a really nice touch to it. And with the leaf pieces, I'm always talking about adding more trees, so we can do that as well. Maybe some other stuff. I have a few other bits of landscaping pieces, so we'll see how that goes. But with that, I think we should get right into it. Sorry there's not any castle work, but hopefully all those bricklink orders will come in by next segment, that we could get working on the castle again. We'll probably do a lot of get the top level, but it will probably mainly be work on the back of the castle, but that's for next segment. And just an announcement, as far as every Wednesdays I've been doing tutorial videos. It might get a little confusing with the painting tutorial videos that I started posting one last Wednesday. I'm going to post another one next Wednesday. I've been posting those in parts. In the first video I kind of talk and it might sound a little confusing because it sounds like I'm introducing like tutorial videos, but I had done a decal one earlier. It's because I was going to do the painting tutorial before the decal one, but I just ended up doing the decal tutorial first because I thought it was better. And I don't know, in my opinion, the painting tutorials weren't that good. They were super long, so I'll probably end up redoing those, but I feel like they'll be helpful enough if you guys want to watch those. You probably could get some good tips out of those. Well, it has good tips and good content. It's just pretty long. I think that's the one downside with it, so I'd want to speed it up in the future. So that's kind of just outside of this, but with that, let's stop talking about other stuff and we'll go ahead and get working. After doing some more landscaping work, I don't know if you guys can tell a difference, but I definitely can. The main difference being in this front area. You guys will have to tell me if you can see it right away, but mainly I've just been adding first more in the back. I added a bit more of just little bits and things, mostly just things like these green studs and the large 2x2 round little circle thing, plus some more things. If you know, in this back area back there, it's more of a dark patch, so I added more brown studs and more things like that. The brown 2x2 circles and a little bit more grass and stuff over there, brighten it up a little bit. But then after adding all those little things like the studs and a few of these 1x2s with the one stud, a lot of circles, studs and circles. After that was done, I added those mainly just to add a little hidden detail underneath the grass. But then after that, I took like those like 700 or some grass pieces, and then I just went all around the castle and just tried to, if you can look closely you might see it, but I kind of just filled in any little gaps there were. After I filled in the gaps, I went around, put, like, if you look closely, I'll zoom in for you guys so you can get a better view. I started to stack some of the grass so it's like too tall grass in certain areas, and then afterwards, if there's some left, I went ahead and stacked three levels of grass on top of each other, so it gives a really nice look to the grass and the landscape. It doesn't look too just like level after level after level. It's more kind of a different flow to it, and I haven't really done this before, but that's mostly just because I didn't have enough grass. But it looks really nice. You can't see too many open patches. With it stacked up, it helps fill in the patches around it, and overall I'm glad I got those 700 grass pieces because it looked good before, but with this it just adds another little bit to it that makes it look even better. Sorry I don't have the back view for you at this moment, but the main, just because I'm doing it in the front, that's where the most work was done, because there's obviously the most grass in this front little section. But I can show you a little bit of this. Just zoom in for you guys. There's those Japanese forces. I don't remember if I showed you in the last segment, but got 5 more Japanese guys, plus they got the new painted Arisaka, sorry if I always pronounce it wrong, Arisaka rifles. Those turned out really nice. I think I showed you the rifles at least. Yeah, but with the more clumped up and stacked grass, it adds another bit of nice texturing to it. I added a little bit more grass along this way, and you might be able to see a little bit. I added a little bit more grass in the very back corner, and you can't completely tell, but added a bit more details to the landscape back there. And so you saw this here, and then go back here. I did extend this. Here you can get a good example of how I put more of these down and the studs. Before it was more just brown going all along here. I kind of extended the green out a little bit so it's not too just bland brown. So that's what happened here. Added some more grass there, and then going back here, this is a bit more difficult since it's really steep, but I ended up adding some more, a little bit. You can't completely tell since it's so steep back here, but there's a little bit more depth to it with the stacked grass. So that's that. So that's mainly what I've just been doing, a lot of landscape work. I didn't do anything with the trees yet, so that's what we'll go right into next. So show you guys the leaves I have. Got a pretty decent amount of leaves here. I could get maybe 1 or 2 larger trees, or 1 or 2, 3, and then a few smaller trees. I probably won't go as much for bushes. But the main problem with larger trees, I don't have quite as much of like the stump pieces, but one different thing about the stump pieces is I got these more textured ones, so that will add a really nice detail to it. Have a different variety of trees with, I guess, different bark. You would call it the tree with this on it, but maybe 1 or 2, 1 large one at least, maybe 2 small ones. I'll probably go for 1 large one with this. I think I remember in my next order I ordered a few more of these, so maybe we could save one, get another one of these trees, so that would look good. And if you paid attention to the last bricklink orders, I got some of these green ones. I can replace in a few parts of these. I mainly got these just because I couldn't find as many of the just plain brown ones, but I got enough for the brown, so I probably could get a small tree in. Got some of these dark brown 1x1 round bricks. That'll add another different variety of these smaller trees you can see around. So with that, I think we'll go ahead. I think I'll first build the trees for you, show you all the trees that I built, and then I'll go ahead and place them around the mock for you. So then we'll probably hopefully get a back view of the mock for you guys. So with that, I'll go ahead and continue build and build some trees. Okay guys, come back after building some trees. I apologize, I could have gotten a time lapse of me building some of these trees, but I completely forgot about that. I've done time lapses of trees in the past and didn't really think about it. I was just building them, didn't take too long, so I built them really fast, and then afterwards I realized I could have time lapsed me building them, so sorry about that. Ended up having 2 large trees as you see here, and then 4 of the smaller ones. Only 1 dark green tree. I didn't have as many of those leaves, so there's only 1. And also, I don't know if you guys can notice, but I redid 2 trees. This one was the first one. It was kind of this ugly low to the ground thing. I didn't like it, so I redid that. And I redid this one right here, this one. So they're about the same height as before, maybe a little bit taller, and they're a little thicker at the trunk. Before they're just really skinny and I didn't like them, and like the bottom was really spread out, and it just wasn't very nice looking to me, so I redid those. And then I built these first and then redid those, so that's what I was doing. So now that these trees are built, I think I'll go ahead and place them for you guys. I'm thinking about putting one of the larger trees over here. The smaller trees, I'll try to get some on this area and on the other side. As far as the other large tree, I'm not completely sure where I'll put it. I don't know if there's a lot of room in the very back, so it might end up in the front. We don't have too many big trees in the front, so maybe right up somewhere over here, so that would look nice. And as far as the small trees, like I said, over there, and I'm not completely sure with the rest, but with that we'll figure out a spot for them all. So I'll go ahead and place those for you guys, and I plan on giving you a view of the back since I didn't do that before, and then we'll get a view at the front as well. So okay guys, we're now in the back of the mock. First I'll show you all the trees and stuff that I added back here. Well, first off, you can right away see those 2 trees that I put on that side area on the other end of the bridge. And then I put this bush here. Well, I didn't make any new bushes, I kind of moved some things around. So this bush was moved to here, and then I put this one tree in right here. Also put another tree up here. And as far as that's all the trees and bushes that I put in the back. But going back to like the grass details and other landscaping things that I did, I'll just quick give you a view of that. You can see here I kind of just, like in the front, I stacked different areas, either 2 high or 3 high in grass. So that's mainly what happened along here. If you can notice, it's a little hard to see. It's not quite as noticeable as the front, but yeah, give you guys a view anyways. Here's another better view of this back area. It's hard to tell just again because this area is so sloped. You can't completely tell that there's multiple layers, but I guess it looks better. I can't really tell either. It looks slightly better. You can't quite see as much of the hill there. You just see a bunch of grass. So that's that. Going back here, I did sprinkle a few more. You see all these little patches of the grass. Those were not there before. I put those in. I added a lot of these pieces. Put a lot of those down. I put a few more of these, and that's basically it for this area. But I think it does add a little bit more. It's not quite as plain as it used to be. It's mainly just trees back here. Put a little bit more grass and such on this side. And that's basically it for the back. So with that, just take a momentary transition to the front now. So let's go ahead and go to the front. Okay, we transitioned back into the front. Right away you can see where those big trees went. The first one being right here, and then the second one being right here. So ended up deciding for both of them to be in the front, just partly because there wasn't as many large trees other than this one that had already been in the front. Other than that, I switched around a few of the small trees, so this one wasn't here before. I changed a few other ones, like I put some of the bigger trees up here and took the smaller ones. This one wasn't, there was a smaller one here, but I put this larger one there. Moved that bush down and put one of the new small trees up over there. I put this tree on this side. That was, I think, the main thing I wanted to do with these trees is to make sure I got some on these two sides, just because this was pretty bare here. Other than that, it was just mainly filling in some gaps and stuff in the front. I don't think this larger tree in the front really takes away from the view of the castle. I think it's just maybe a little blocks this building with the roof, but you can still see it pretty well, and it just adds another little detail. There was a few trees in pictures that were kind of blocking the castle, so they wouldn't chop down the trees just to make sure you got the perfect view of the castle, so I shouldn't do that as well. So that's basically it, and I'm not completely sure. Basically used up all my tree pieces and grass, so I think that will be it for this segment. I'm pretty sure that all the castle pieces will be here by the next segment, so don't worry about that. We'll right away start off doing a lot more work on the castle, mostly on the back probably. And so with that, if you guys like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Shoutouts always help the channel. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.